Greetings, ladies and gents. My name is Chameleon, and welcome back to the last episode of Undertale. So, last time I defeated Sans, I met the full force of Chera, and I've started a new game, but I'm not going to end this new playthrough. I'm going to talk to you guys while playing the game, while playing through the ruins once more. So I'm not going to narrate Flowey anymore, for example. I know, because I killed creatures, monsters, genocide run, not a true reset. So not everything will be the same narration-wise. But at least I think so, because I know the game has a memory. But I'm just here to talk to you guys about the game and how I feel about the game. So, what can I say? This game has gotten under my skin a lot more than I thought it will. I have not a script for today's episode, so to say. I'm just going to talk on the top of my head. But what I do want to talk about mostly today is two topics. One topic is about Chera, or Chera. It's people are discussing how you should pronounce it. I will come to that as well. And the second one is Sans, because those are the two most interesting characters in this game, I think. Well, you also have W.D. Gaster, but he is also part of Sans, well, at least Sans' history, probably. That's what people think. But yeah, so that's basically what I want to talk about. So, the first topic is Chera, or Chera. Now, why Chera or Chera? First off, people think it's either Chera or pronouncing Chera. And Chera because, just like Toriel comes from the word tutorial, Chera comes from character. That's what people think. I'm going to need to drink some water during this. I'm going to talk a lot with you guys. Got a dry throat. That's much better. Hello, Flowey. Friendlyless pellets. Yes, exactly. So, no. Chera is a very interesting character. He or she, because the characters, the humans in this game, you do not know if they are a male or female. It's still difficult to play a game and never talk to you guys at the same time. Yes, Chera has fallen into the mountain. You could wonder why. It is discussed that Chera was a character who really... See what I did there? Chera was a character... Jeez, I've got something in my throat, guys. Yeah, okay, I know, Flowey, I know. Chera is a character who probably hates humans for some reason, whatever that reason might be. And feels... Maybe he or she went to the mountain to kill themselves, to fall off the mountain on purpose. Or maybe they knew about the monsters living there. And thus, yeah, wanted to, well, kill... He or she probably thought that he or she would be killed by the monsters, but instead they offered friendliness and happiness. And Chera abused that, I guess. Especially his friendship with Asriel. And of course the whole family thing with, here we have Toriel and also Asgore. Now, what happened after that is what we know. Chera wanted some form of revenge against the humans. And tricked Asriel into a plan. Chera wanted to eat buttercups and got really sick, died of that. And then Asriel absorbed his soul and brought his body back to the humans. This was all done to make Asriel really strong, but at the same time, the soul of Chera was still intact and could influence Asriel. To the best he could, he wanted to make Asriel fight the humans. And the humans fought Asriel, but Asriel was stronger. Stronger soul, stronger determination or whatnot, I really don't know. Asriel was stronger than Chera. And because of that, there were no deaths on the human side, but Asriel did die as well. Now, because Asriel died as well... Happy... Yes, save, there we go. because Asriel died as well, both the bodies were buried, and where I just fell down in the ruins is the burial site of probably Chera, because Toriel brought the body of the human there. And the other flower bed that Asgore is taking care of is... what did I want to say? The other flower bed is from the body of Asriel. Now, from Asriel emerged Flowey, a being with determination but with no soul, and therefore Flowey was able to load and save. And, well, from when Frisk fell down into the mountain, the soul of Kara latched onto Frisk, because that was the nearest soul with determination, just like Flowey was the nearest determination source. But Flowey doesn't have a soul, so Flowey is still Asriel without feelings, without a soul. But Frisk has his own personality, Frisk, and the personality of Chera. So it's like two persons in one. That's what I gathered from it. And in the end, when you do a genocide run, as I have just done, Kara becomes... I keep on... I call them Chera or Kara. I mean, you guys know who I mean. Those two... Kara becomes so strong that he or she can even take over the body of Frisk. And, well, do basically whatever he wants. And that is what happens after Genocide Run. It's like Chera has become a demon child. It really reminds me of the devil. Like, you know, having a pact with the devil. You give your soul to the devil and in return you get something. Well, that's what Chera offered as well. And now in the end, my soul belongs to Chera. And I am aware that even when doing a true reset, I will not get my soul back. It's done. It's a done deal, and from here on out, that is what has happened. That is what has changed in the game. That I will no longer be able to really have a truly happy ending, because Chera will fuck me over at the very end of any ending. And Chera wants that. Chera wants the true pacifist ending to happen again, because then Chera can go out in the world, to the human world, as a very strong being, as a demon, and kill the human world and the monster world as well. So I guess all that is left for me to do is play a true pacifist run and just stop playing until the end. And that is when the monsters can be most happy right now, I guess. Chera will remain stuck in the underworld. And the humans will be safe and the monsters will be safe. But yeah, this game really got to me. I'm just not ready yet to end. I'm just not ready to leave this world alone yet. It's such an interesting and very intriguing world. So much thought into that, so much characters that have come close to my heart as well. There are songs written about this game that when I hear them, I can still feel the emotion and the feeling burning inside of me of what I did in the Genocide run or the friends I got in the Pacifist run. Yes, it was amazing. I do not regret that I have done a Genocide run, not at all, because it shows part of the story and it was my decision to follow through it and see, well, everything of it. And it was great. It was amazing and it was very heart-aching, but at the same time I wouldn't have wanted to watch it. I wanted to feel this for myself. So whatever, Kara has become a demon child who just wants revenge for whatever reason. Whatever that reason might be, we do not know. So then there's the second character that I wanted to talk about with you guys, and that is Sans. Sans is amazing. Sans is fantastic. Sans is very lazy, but his story, his history is even more interesting. But let's first talk about who Sans is really. He's the brother of Papyrus. He's a very lazy, bony skeleton, has a lot of puns and bone jokes. He loves making jokes like that, but he also seems like a very depressed teenager, is what I would describe him. He is... how can I say that? He is sad. He's a sad monster. If he even is a monster at all, because that is what I'm wondering as well. Let's not get into that. At some point, he met or was in contact with probably W.D. Gaster, which is the scientist before the scientist of Alphys. Now this is what I've gathered through the game, but also through the lore a bit and the people that are discussing around. Because after I did the Genocide run, of course I wanted to know more about the game and everything. So W.D. Gaster was the previous scientist, and together with Sans they investigated timelines, and that is what Sans is talking about during the battle of the genocide run, which makes his character even more interesting. And apparently something happened during these experiments that made W.D. Gaster, well, vanish and scatter among time and space. What is interesting though is that it is said that perhaps W.D. Gaster is also a skeleton. He talks, as the Riverman says, beware the man that talks with hands. And he talks in Windings, and Windings is a font, just like Papyrus and Sans is a font. That is what makes people think that Gaster is also a skeleton. And, well, with these fonts and just being a skeleton, what is interesting though is that it's W.G. Gaster, and Windings is W.D. But Gaster, there's also a font, Aster, without the G, Aster. And people are considering that W.D. Gaster might be a fusion of two skeletons, of two souls or two monsters or something like that, but it's all very vague. Anyway, it might be that W.D. Gaster is also connected to Papyrus and Sans, because those two skeletons are so different from each other, and since he is scattered across time and space, it might be he's the father of these two, or maybe Sans and Papyrus are, when they are combined, are W.D. Gaster. Who knows? I surely don't. Especially because, well, apparently Sans and Gaster probably worked together at some point, so Gaster cannot possibly be Sans partially at the same time, you know? Even so, what else? Sans has found out about timelines with W.D. Gaster, and it was all very interesting that he has been able to retain some of this knowledge, not just about saving and loading, but also about the manipulation of time, and he even can do that himself. You've seen it in the fight, like where he blinks out of the screen. The first time you see this in the genocide run, we talk with him after the bridge, where Papyrus has set up all these traps that he does not use because he feels it will not be fair. And then Sans, oh, there goes again these. Oh, I'm so sorry. Sans just disappears out of the screen, which is really strange because Sans shouldn't, a monster shouldn't be able to teleport like that, but he does that all the time, but not vanish right in front of you. He does that like, you know, a shortcut to some places, or it's like he knows the web of the game and just it's really strange. I even wonder if the monsters and humans all realize they are in a game. That's even a thing. Anyway. Oh, I can already spare you, man. Oh, sorry. Forgive me. Anyway. Sans uses this interest, this power of timelines in his favor when it comes to battle. When doing a genocide run. But he's also very depressed of that because he's so afraid that everything will just be reset again after... Yeah, well, after what? After being... When everything is happy in the pacifist run, for example, he knows at some point it's going to be reset again. That's what I did, and that's how I did the genocide run. And that just sucks. Because you're there, like, having the life, and just... With a snap of your fingers, you cannot remember anything. It's gone, your memory is gone, and you're back down here in the underworld. And that's really sad. That is just really sad. Now, another thing that of course lines up Sans and Gaster is what I told about before, is these Gaster blasters that he uses in the genocide fight. Whatever they might be, I mean, they are two floating skeletal dragon heads that shoot white light. I really have no clue about that. But another thing I wanted to talk about is that Sans might not even be a monster. I'm not sure if he's a human, but he can do things that are just not known to be monster-like. For example, he can dodge. He can dodge attacks. He can blink out of the screen. Sorry, guys. He can blink out of the screen. He can, he knows about the timelines. He can manipulate timelines. He knows about saving and determination and everything. He cannot use it though. but he has dabbled in it. And the last thing, what is very intriguing is that his face, like his sprite face, never changes when he talks. Like, his brother Papyrus, for example, his jaw or whatever, or his facial expression changes. Sans doesn't change his face at all. Only his eye sockets change, like they appear or disappear. Or, oh, I did it wrong. Or his eye that has starts glowing during the genocide fight. But yeah, that's really interesting. It's weird because that seems impossible. And then the last thing, what people are discussing, would be, there we go, would be that Sans bleeds during the fight. Now some people say, well, that's just ketchup. That might very well be. It might very well be ketchup. But still, there is a clear slash across his, well, skeleton body. It's like one gash where the bleed is coming out. Now, if it was only ribs, it would be part gash. But it's one cut. It's just, together with the face that doesn't change, it makes people think that maybe he's wearing a mask. To be honest, I really don't know. But I do not think he's a monster, or he has, like, transcended from monster-like to something new. To something different. Like, I wouldn't say godlike, but maybe he has absorbed a soul as well, just like Asriel did at one point. I really don't know. But he's such an interesting character, such a deep background, and it's just odd. That's basically what it is. He's an odd character together with who is it? Gaster. Those two are the most interesting characters of this game. Because they just, it doesn't add up. People want to know what happened to Gaster and what happened to Sans. And apparently Sans has had a family aside from Papyrus, but they all died as well. I mean, what is going on? And it is really, you would almost feel like, well, if we can manipulate timelines, we as Frisk or Kara or whatever, can we not go back in time and just before we fell down and figure it out? Or can we not play as the first human Kara and figure out everything that happened? But we just can't. Now, Toby did tell that he might use the money that he has left over from Kickstarter to start a new Undertale game, to expand on the series. I don't think it will really be a follow-up game, that it will not follow the story again of Frisk and Kara, but maybe like what happened before, or maybe a whole new different game but in the same world of Undertale. I would really love that, and I will surely play it, because that would be great, and I'm really looking forward for that to happen. But I do not know how much time he has. I do not even know if he will do it. So, Toby, you've made a great game. And I would love to see more of it. And I think all you guys would agree with me that we all want to see more of Undertale. We just want to know. There are people at this moment dedicated to find out everything about this game. Because there's so much in this game. That is like little details and little secrets that can tell a lot about what happened to certain characters. One of the things that you guys showed me, for example, oh, I love your hat, man, that you guys showed to me, was that if you do a genocide run and you've killed everyone in an area, then the music changes. If you speed up that music, then you get the theme of Flowey. That's insane. That is mind-blowing that somebody thinks up of that. And there are more of these music things in this game, that if you change music values, like slow it down, make it faster, or just two different pieces of music at the same time, they make a new piece of music that is used in this game, and the same melody, for example. And then, of course, you have all these things like Undyne using determination. How does Undyne get determination? Oh, think about the things that happen when you kill Undyne and Alphys is watching through the cameras, because you know Alphys is following you through the whole game. Oh, what is it? Do I need to do something new? Cheer you up again. Okay. So, when Alphys sees how you kill Undyne, I mean, what must go through Alphys when she sees how her friends are getting murdered one by one? She sees everything. What about Sans, when you kill Papyrus and he finds the body of Papyrus and you killed his brother, you know? But even then, you guys told me, if there's only one monster I spare, when I do a genocide run, if there's only one that I spare, I revert to a neutral run, and Sans will not fight with me. Just because he has that strong belief that I'm a good person. But when I kill everyone, then he knows he has to stop me. And only then. I mean, what kind of I would have stopped myself so much sooner, you know? I would have stopped myself so much sooner because it's terrible what I did. Oh, Lux, you really are a looker. Don't pick on. Yes, of course I get you. I always got you, Lux. You're amazing. Oh, this really does bring back memories, and I can still not dodge attacks. I've beaten Sans. I've beaten Sans and I still cannot do it. Oh yes, this all in all, guys, this game is great. This game is amazing. It is so well done. It is so well done. I cannot even fathom and grasp the integrity of this game, but it just has so much already. All these different monsters, the whole the whole new idea of how this game works, meaning the fighting system, for example, is new. That is something we've never seen before well, maybe not ever seen before, but it's really well done. The little box with the heart and everything, but every little detail is important in this game. Like the little heart that's moving is a red heart. All the other children that have fallen have different colored hearts. Then you come to Alphys's lab and there's a red heart in that machine with a grin. Is that the soul of Kara or Chera then? Or isn't it? And if it is, then why is it there? And is it like locked in some kind of confinement or cage? Which is fantastic, but how did Kara then come to Frisk? How did that work out? And still, why has Kara become such a demon child? Like the jump scare at the end with the blood running from the face and everything. What is going on with that? Kara has clearly transcended as well above humanity into a new form, a new kind of character. Which is, again, really strange. How can a human do that? Has he taken up souls as well as absorbed the souls? I'm not even sure if I did that, because I've killed all the souls of the monsters. I'm not even sure. I think people have talked about it, that a human can absorb monster souls as well, just as the other way around. But that didn't happen. So what is going on with that then? It's just, it remains a game full of mystery. When you play through it the first time, there's like, oh, a lot of things make sense. It's just a normal game, you go through it and it's all fine, you know? But if you... what should I do? Dinner. So... Oh, jeez, it's been a long time since I did this. Anyway, it's a really good game with a lot of intriguing things in it, a lot of story in it, and it just makes you want to see more. That's what you want. You want to see more, you want to know more about the game, about the story, about how everything works in this game. And just all these characters that have these very interesting, deep background, this deep lore that they have in them, that we just... There we go. That we just cannot comprehend yet, because we just do not have all the puzzle pieces. There's just so much more to this game than just a normal playthrough. And that's what I really like about this game. That makes this game so interesting and so good. And that's just... I want to see more. Oh, I want to see more, and I'm really happy that I can talk to you guys about this right now while playing through the ruins again. Even though I'm not reading stuff, and maybe I should, but... that's the wrong one. I almost remembered everything correctly. But yeah, there's just so much to this game that I want to see and do and witness, and I should play a lot more through it just to find everything out. I know there are even teams out there, teams of hackers, of people who know the code of the game and just trying to find out every last piece of the puzzle, every last part that they can find out about the story of these guys. And I'm really, really rambling on right now about things that are just no longer interesting to you guys. Well, what can I say? What, can I not spare you yet? Should I grab the greens, or otherwise I cannot spare you? Here, I've even forgotten parts about the game, guys. Here, there we go. Woo! Oh, swing your arms, man. Yes, this game is definitely in my top 5 games at the moment. Especially in my top 3 of the last year. It's just a very good game, and it brings you back to the old days, to the old pixel art type style, which of course is nostalgia for me. I'm getting old. Yeah, I really, 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 really love it. So, if you love this game too, this is the final episode, guys. I will not come back to this game, to the channel probably, unless a second game will come out in the setting of Undertale, but we have to wait for that. So I hope you guys will enjoy other content of what I create, but for now, thank you so much for watching. If you like this episode of me talking about Undertale, give it a thumbs up. And then I will see you in my next video!